Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Beaut Told. Listen, y'all are in for a good one once again because listen, this is your relationship podcast. If y'all want to get the real, this is the podcast where me and my guest, which is usually great, phenomenal male guests, we're gonna take some relationship topics and we're gonna take it and expound on it, and hopefully from our stories, you can make those positive changes and necessary needed adjustments in your dating and relationship so we can have healthier, growing ones out here. So that's pretty much the premise of my relationship podcast here, okay? On Beauty Told. So without further ado, oh, you know what? I don't want to keep waiting to the end for this. Thank you to all my subscribers. 1,000 plus right now. I'm super duper excited. You would think I had a million. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you guys. I have nothing but love and appreciation for each and every one of y'all. Keep sharing, keep commenting, keep tapping in with your girl. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So thank y'all so much. So without further ado, obviously I'm not here by myself. So listen, I have Erick from the Thought Opps podcast. And you know what? Let me not be dismissive of the fact that you have your own new podcast.
Yes.
So fill us in. Tell the people who you are.
Well, as she said, my name is Erick. Some of y'all may know me as EJ Brizz, one half of the Thought Opps. Shout out to Still Biz. I also just recently started my own podcast called Life on Diagonal. You want me to give a premise?
Yeah, come on, give us a
Life on Diagonal. I started that podcast because my mom passed away last July.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I appreciate it. So I started something on Instagram where I was detailing how I was going through the grief process with my mom.
Yeah.
And so I kind of sat on it and I was like, man, I don't know, Instagram just isn't the place for it. So then I was like, well, let me detail my life more and start a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I discussed it with Terrence, even though Terrence said I didn't at the podcast United say he just now found out. But I discussed it with him first. And so Life on Diagonal, the name comes from I grew up on a street in Akron raised. Okay. I grew up on the street in Akron, Diagonal Road.
Oh.
So and then it's also life is never straightforward. It's either at going up or going down at an angle.
Okay.
So basically, it's like Life on Diagonal. It just ties into Diagonal Road where I grew up.
Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, then I was thinking. I was thinking a little bit.
Listen, that's why you're like, want me to dig a little deeper? Please do.
Yeah.
I like that.
I appreciate
So
it.
listen, if y'all have not already tapped in, make sure y'all tap into both podcasts because he's doing dual roles with this one. So do you find that? So now, welcome to my world.
Yeah, this is. I'm so used to interviewing people.
Yeah.
I'm not used to the focus being on me. So
yeah.
I'm kind of nervous, y'all. So.
Spotlight on you now.
I'm kind of nervous.
Listen, we're gonna have so much fun, and listen, I can't wait for you guys to be able to, like I said, we're going to be able to learn, grow. We're gonna have good laughs, good time, and make sure you guys chime in the comments, and make sure your girl knows that y'all hear us, y'all feel us, and if you can relate to what me and him go through, please. I would love to hear it. Okay. So listen, so not only are you a podcaster of two podcasts, which by the way, have you found it challenging yet trying to balance?
Yes. Because Thought Opps is easier. It's always easy when you work with somebody because you feed off their energy.
Yep.
But my own podcast is kind of hard because it's like I'm reliving like a tough process that I went through with my mom passing away. My first few episodes I talked about my mom passing away, how I kind of regret I didn't spend as much time with her as I could have because of she passed away. She had Alzheimer's and dementia. Okay. So it was like the last time I actually saw her, she didn't recognize who I was. Yeah. And so, watching a person deteriorate in front of you, it messes with you. And I kind of wanted to remember my mom, how she was with me growing up.
Of course.
But now that she passed away, it's like, man, I wish I had some of that time back.
Yeah. So
that was one of my most recent episodes. And I detail, I grew up with my father in my life, but me and my father have always had a rocky relationship. So I talk about that, and I'm gonna get more into that as well. Just trying to,
that's gonna be good.
Just trying to change the narrative on
Yeah.
how I was raised, especially with me being a father myself.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want my son to have the type of life that I had.
Okay.
Or go through the same things I went through. So I'm just happy that I'm changing that narrative, and so I'm gonna dive deep into not just the negative aspects with my father, but also some of the positive stuff as well too. So.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I can relate to a certain degree in regards to, you know, your upbringing. It may not have been the most perfect or, you know, what people would at least see as like normal.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how you make the necessary adjustments becoming a parent yourself.
Exactly.
That you're like, yeah, some of what I went through, I know what I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
And what I probably do need to still do. You know what I mean? So it's.
Yeah, and I don't want people to get things wrong either, because I grew up with my father in the house.
Yeah.
And I know people that grew up without a father. So, you know, some of those people may look like, oh, well, what are you complaining about? You grew up with your father in the house. But I mean, just because you grew up with your father in the house doesn't mean that you didn't have any type of issues or problems.
Right. So. Absolutely. I agree. So what would you say in regards to, since we're tapping into, you know, going back in the past a little bit to bring it to the present, what are some of the things that you did, you know, appreciate of your father that you now use with, you know, with your son? Shout out to him, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out my son, because he always like, Dad, why are you always talking about me? I'm like, why not?
That's right.
My dad, he taught me how to be a hard worker, how to be punctual, how to be on time.
Yes, Lord, he was punctual.
He instilled a certain set of values in me. So, you know, that started off the foundation to build upon. But, you know, it's just we had more tough times than we did good times. And it all had to do with you know, how he was raised as well. So and being a parent, there's no rule book.
There's none.
So, you know, we try to parent the best way that we can. So.
Absolutely. And, you know, to your point, we make adjustments as needed. Because, you know, I know when I was growing up, I'm like, man, when I become a mom, like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is crazy. Like, and sometimes I do have my regrets with some of that, you know, because I felt like the discipline was a little excessive.
Yes.
It was a little bit too much. Yes. But now I feel like I probably should have did a little bit more discipline with my kids, you know. So we learn, we grow, and we just figure it out as we go. But I think that, to your point, I know when my kids get grown, like, my goal was that they want to have that relationship with me, even when they're grown, you know. So that is something that I'm like, that's my push, you know what I mean? Because I want to have that great relationship with my kids even after they're grown. They still want to come and hang out with mom. They still want to appreciate me from time to time, you know, Mother's Day coming up and whatnot. And you know, that's something that I didn't necessarily have when I was a child too. So, you know, it be like that.
And that's what I'm learning too, because I grew up in a household, especially with my father, where there was like no type of affection or I love yous. So it's like I'm reversing that with my son. Like, I show my son all types of affection, tell him I love him, give him positive words before he go to school every day. So it's like I'm changing all of that. So when he grows up and he sees that I was there and I was doing this, he can do that with his kids, even though he told me he don't want to have kids. So, and he's 10.
Okay. Right. No way to go from here. But okay, we like where you're at right now. Yeah. Priorities, definitely. Okay, I love it. So definitely can tell that you are a proud dad that is very involved, which us beauties can appreciate, because, again, realistically speaking, a lot of us, you know, especially depending on if we're in our, because I'm in my 30s. You ain't never told me how old you was, by the way.
Whew, man, I'm in my 40s.
Okay. Yeah. So 30s and 40s, typically you're going to run across
people. Put my age up there.
Well, we didn't say what 40s. It could just be 40. You never know. You look good regardless of the fact, you know. So just saying. So you're not old, okay? If you're looking like you're still in your 30s, you're not old. So
you don't have to clean it up. It's cool.
See, he gonna test me throughout this episode. I can already tell he's starting early, y'all. But it's all right. I'm gonna let him get to me. Because we're having a good time. Good time indeed.
Yes.
So when it comes to um your son and you guys' relationship, because I know that bond is very much close.
Yeah.
And when it comes to also trying to date out here, do you sometimes find
No, go ahead.
all right, do you sometimes find it a little conflicting at times?
I'm focusing on myself, King.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because my son is my first priority.
Yeah.
And me being my age, like I said, I'm in my 40s. My son is 10, and you have a lot of women who have kids already, or their kids either grown or they're teenagers and they're about to be out the house.
Yeah.
So, and I don't get mad at this, but you do find women that they don't want to raise another kid. Their kids grown, their kids almost out the house. They want to go travel the world, and that's fine. And I have no issue with that. I feel like I'm one of them type of people. I feel like people should live their life how they want to live it. They should do what they want to do. They should love who they want to love.
Yeah.
And so I have no type of ill will towards women when it comes to that. But my son is my priority.
That's right.
So it's like you either have to understand that, or if not, it's okay for us to go.
We're not a good fit.
Yeah,
it's okay. You're right, because some people don't even catch the hint with that and know okay, this just ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
because differences of opinion. You know what I mean? And to something that is real life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kids are disposable. No, they're locked in. We come as a package deal.
Yeah. Exactly, and like I said, I'm involved in a lot of. I'm involved in school stuff with my son. I'm when my son go to school, I know the superintendent, I know his principal, I know the business manager. So I'm always at events. Matter of fact, they just recently they were looking for a principal for one of the middle schools, and I was one of the parents that they invited to interview the principal, and I was and I was the only guy there. It was like 10 parents. I was the only guy there. So. But I'm real involved. I want to do the things that and nothing against my parents, the things my parents didn't do.
Yeah.
I feel like if my parents probably would have pushed me a little bit better, a little bit more, I probably would have kind of been a little bit more aware of things and better off instead of looking for role models in other areas. So I want to be that positive role model for my son. I'm out in the community. My son's mother, she's out in the community. Okay. I'm a certified community health worker. So I do, I haven't done anything recently ever since my mom passed. Yeah. But I'm out in the community doing focus groups with different groups and everything. So I just want to be that, I just want my son to see something different than, I just want him to see that you're able to do different things other than just work for somebody, just experience life a little bit more.
Okay. You know what? And that's a great thing to tap into as well, because you are not only just, podcast and dad.
Yeah.
But you got the entrepreneur side, you got your clothing, your clothing brand and everything like that. Yeah. So do you involve your son in that too? So that way, like you said, he can learn more of the business aspects of things.
Yes, I do. My son is my creative director. Oh. My clothing brand is called Healing Hyenas, and I came up with that during COVID. Mm-hmm. So it was just one of the things I came up with during COVID. I took some classes at Tri-C for graphic design, but I went to YouTube University.
Amen.
And figured out how to do a lot of stuff. So my son is my creative. My son, he'll be playing video games and I'll be designing something. And my son he I don't like that. Or he'd be change the color.
Okay.
That type of
real.
stuff. So yeah, even though he has no fashion sense anyway. I'm who is you to tell me what to do? But,
I'm sure some of the time you be listening. But
when he go away, I listen to him.
What he is, right?
Yeah. So I like that about myself, that my son can see me doing different things, and even seeing him do different things. He just recently, growing up, my mom taught me how to sew.
Oh.
She taught me how to cook. I took home ec in high school.
Okay.
So I know how to do for myself, and I want my son to do the same thing. So his mother started teaching him how to crochet. He was in the crochet club, so he just learned how to crochet, because he want to learn how to crochet and stuff. So I always tell him, like, hey, whatever you want to do, I'm there to support you as long as it's something reasonable.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up. Listen, I love that, and I love to hear the fact that it sounds like you and his mom.
Oh yeah, we have an excellent co-parent relationship. I have her back, she has my back, and that's another thing that I like. Even though we're not together, it's crazy because like my parents was together, and there was so much turmoil in the house.
Okay.
When it comes to like certain things and abuse and stuff like that. So even though me and his mother we aren't together, we aren't in the same household, my son doesn't get to see that turmoil.
Good.
He doesn't see me yelling at his mom or calling his mom. I have never called his mom out her name.
Good. Yeah.
I have never in my 40 years put my hands on a woman. So, my son is growing up in a good environment where he doesn't have to see that type of stuff. And like going through my community health worker classes and, being in the community, I've been through so many like domestic violence seminars and heard women talk about domestic violence or, went to focus groups. And I was just like so shocked at like the amount of women that have, actually had to deal with just like physical and mental abuse. Yeah. And it not only takes a toll on them and affect them, but it affects the children as well, because children see this, then they become part of that. Yeah. And they do the same thing. So my son I raised my son to be a gentleman. He knows he plays with kids, but he knows not to play rough when he sees girls around.
Okay.
He knows the whole door's open for women.
All right.
He knows how to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm raising him, and hopefully no young lady come and change.
That's right. Listen, I don't. That's right. So listen, us beauties, let's make sure that we are bringing our children, the girls and boys, because that way. You're right. It all starts back when you raising them up. Train a child in the way they should go, and when they grow old, they will not depart from it. That's Bible. So I feel it. And okay, chivalry is not there. Talking about some opening the doors for lady. I'm still trying to teach my boys to do it.
I try to teach them some stuff,
Yeah, no. Kudos to you, because I think there's nothing more attractive when I've been in the dating world and experiencing the fathers, because there are good active fathers out here that are really doing it, and that is very attractive. That lets me know so many qualities that I would need, or would be searching for in a relationship that you're already exemplifying by the way that you are with your children. Because I was dating one guy in particular, and he was a dad, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, again, that's never shunned me away from dating anybody, because realistically, I had children too. So let's see what blends together. But what I started to notice is, although he was a dad, I would rarely hear about him, spending time with them, or, them coming over, or you going. So again, I'm very attentive to those type of things. I pay attention to detail, and I'm like,
yeah. And I can't take all the credit. His mother, does a lot too. So I give her props. And that's one of the good things about us having a good co-parenting relationship, is because I know fathers that can't see their kids, or they have it scheduled. Like I get to see my son whenever I want to.
That's good.
I can pick him up. We work around each other's schedule. His mom like, hey, I have something to do, this to do, whatever. And so I'm grateful that we have this good co-parenting relationship, and I'm able to see my son whenever I want to see him.
That's good.
I hear a lot of horror stories, and I'm I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed.
Me too. And it really just it depends on the maturity of the adult of whom we have these children with, because even for myself, I've always vowed that I would never do. Again, some of the things I love you, mama, but some of the things that she was doing, it was just a little crazy. Yeah. And I said that I would never come between my children and their dad. Yeah. That's it. Whatever we got, we could not stand each other, but I will put all that aside to make sure that these kids are good.
Yeah.
And I've stuck to that. The dads can vouch for that and know that I gave my word on that, and I mean that because excellent. I just think that that's childish. You know, it's immature, and then you're trying to hurt the parent, but you're hurting the babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to your point, I see it all the time on TikToks and Instagrams of different women that's coming up with these absurd things. I think I heard one story in particular. This lady she has 6 children, I think 5 different fathers, and I know. And the one recent one was wanting to take his child, to Disney World. And she was like, well, the only way they're going to go if you're going to take all 6 of my kids. And I'm like, where that makes sense at? Why are you interfering with this man trying to spend quality time with his child? Yeah. Because he won't take the other 5?
Yeah, when I started seeing those horror stories, I'm like, ooh, I'm blessed.
Yes. No, for real. For real. That's crazy. Yeah. Now, I got to ask, since you guys have such a great co-parenting relationship, the spin the block thing is a whole situation nowadays. You ain't never thought about spin the block? Spin the block means that once was a thing. Obviously, didn't work out. Then you start to, reminisce and, kind of miss the good old days and, let me try it again.
I mean, like, I'm always gonna have her back. And she always gonna have my back. Mm-hmm. All I can say is never say never.
Okay.
Never say never. Never say never.
All right.
Well, I'm learning to say that because I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, we'll never say never.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Listen, okay.
What's the body? Wrong word.
Well, she might love it too. You don't know. All I want to know is if that does happen to happen, your girl just was maybe the person that kind of scoosh it together.
Yeah, I really don't too much spin the block on stuff. It's just...
Yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, that's fair. Now, in the world of Erick's dating.
There's girl, I don't even know why. Y'all about to be bored. I don't know why she asked me to come on the show, even though I asked to come on the show. But go ahead.
Listen, we're going to have fun. I was like, let's do it.
I can give you some past examples because present is just... Go ahead.
All right. By the way, y'all, the title is Dating Dad Diaries. Because, I mean, he got a few stories that we were talking about off camera. And I'm like, wait. I don't want to know. Just let's get to filming and let's get it all out here. No names. But yeah, I just have to know, because I've heard some horror stories in the dating world. Because first of all, do you feel like has it been all bad? Has it been some good so far that you've encountered with? Can't even get the question out.
Get to meet some new people.
Okay, all right.
I guess.
So that you still cool with?
I guess.
Well, okay, all right.
Cool. Because I've always, if you watch Thought Opps, y'all know I am a big advocate for women. So I don't want to say anything that come across. So if whatever I say, I don't want to say anything that may come across like I'm woman bashing or nothing like that. Just my personal.
No. Listen, I just want you to keep it real because
I'm gonna keep it real.
I can vouch for some of the beauties. They be getting a little ridiculous. Y'all know that's why y'all here, so we can be able to that is me. Let me stop doing that. So your girl Brie got you, and then Erick gonna help shine some light so that I'm not sounding crazy and I'm just picking on y'all.
You know what I found out that's kind of weird to me? There are women out there that really don't want to talk to you because you're single, but if you have someone, they're interested. Yeah. And then there are women that have someone, but then they're interested. So, and I'm not gonna lie. Before my son, when I was first, back in the older days when I was dating, I'm not gonna lie. I used to deal with that. Women that had boyfriends and stuff like that, and I liked it.
What?
Because I didn't mind being on the side because it's like this. Now this is his response. This right here is his responsibility. This portion is my responsibility. So, I mean, I've gotten phone calls. Um, I remember one time, um, somebody called. I'm about to date myself with this. Somebody called and left a message on the answering machine.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
so
right there.
it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and my mom runs into my. I was still living with my parents. My mom runs into my room frantic, and I'm asleep. I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Come listen to this. Come listen to this voicemail." So it's some dude on there talking about how he's gonna kill me because, or he's gonna unalive
Unalive you.
me. How he's gonna unalive me because I have been talking to his girlfriend. And I started laughing. My mom got so mad. And I was like, "Why are you mad?" She was like, "You don't take anything serious." And I was like, "Mom," I said, "I work at a mall." I'm like, if he really wanted to do it, I don't think he would be calling, leaving voicemail messages and everything.
Right.
So I've gotten those type of calls and everything. But that was before my son. Now I'm more mature and I know what I do affects my son.
Okay.
So it's like any sight of that is like, I don't really want to deal with it because I don't want to put myself in a position where I have to do something and then I'm have to go away and then I'm away from my son or something happened to me and then my son is living without me. So it's having a child and caring about a child matures you.
It does, or it should.
Yeah. But I find it weird that there are a lot of women out here that they don't want a single man. They want somebody that's already. I guess I don't know if it's the thrill of the competition.
It could be the competition.
But I mean, us single guys are just sitting there like, maybe I should just start telling people I'm with somebody and then.
Now the dating pool just
I might meet somebody. Yeah, if I tell them I'm with somebody, I might meet somebody.
No, because it's already starting off on the wrong foot. So you're gonna find the right person.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because like I hear stories about women talking about men and their inboxes and DMs. It's stuff that goes on in men's inboxes and DMs too. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I can imagine. So, because nowadays we're living in the era of women shooting their shot.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So just give me a little bit of an understanding of what's going on in the gents DMs. What's going on? Are we talking body parts? What we talking?
I'm trying to keep this PG.
At this point, we already crossed over to 13.
Yeah.
All right.
Trying to keep it PG, but I'll just say that some of the stuff that women complain about, it happens to men too.
Well, I can believe it though.
I'm a good, wholesome Christian young man. I'm just like,
Mom and Dad, they raised you right. You don't know what these women talking about.
I'm really a slime ball.
Well, okay, slime ball. That's why you didn't get nobody either. All right, so listen, speaking of, because, the sliding in the DMs is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, back in our day, we had the chat rooms and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
But in today's world, we have the dating apps.
Yeah.
Now, have you ventured into the dating apps at all?
I've ventured into them.
Has anything ever came about with them?
No, not really.
See, I thought so too. I've had only one person really, tell me otherwise, but I don't know. I can't trust them.
I was when it comes to dating apps, I was reading something, and I was reading something somebody wrote when it was talking about dating apps and when it comes to women. They were saying that when women get on dating apps, they already feel, and I'm just saying what I read.
Right.
They already feel like I'm possibly at my lowest because I'm on this dating app, so I want to get what I want. So if he's not 6'3", NBA player, have this type of job or whatever, it's just like I don't want to deal with him because it's like I'm already on this dating app. So let me get what my heart desires. And As you guys can see, I'm not 6'3". I'm 5. That's why I like the episode when you talk about the
Oh,
short
the
brother.
short
Yeah.
I don't know, 5'9" really.
Yeah,
Do they feel like that fits into that category?
I mean, I don't know.
5'9" is the average.
I've been told, and this was in the past. I've been told plenty of times that I would talk to you, but if you was a little bit taller. I've been told that a few times, but hey, it is what it is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly.
But everybody have their preferences. I can't get mad. Hey, tell me up front. I can't get mad at your preference. Hey,
true. That's true. You right.
And I'm not the type of person to get mad and call y'all names. It's like, well, I appreciate it.
Right. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. So it's been rough. And plus, I do admit, I am a difficult type of person to deal with. I'm difficult.
And why do you say that?
Because I think it has a lot to do with my upbringing, and me not receiving affection. It's like I have a problem with like showing affection sometimes. I'm not the jealous type. I'm nonchalant about things. Like I'm not the type of person like, oh, where you going? Why you wearing that? Why you? I see guys talking about women, how they should wear their hair. I don't know nothing about women's hairstyles. It's like as long as you look good, I don't care how you wear your hair.
Okay.
It's just like I work with a lot of men, and I be in the discussions. Hopefully nothing watching this, but I'm look like, man, you need to take what you can get. Like you got all these. It's like you got all these stipulations for these women. It's like you don't work out, you don't eat healthy.
Right.
And it's like you got all this like, oh, I don't like women with this type of hair and all this stuff. So I'm like real. I don't like conflict. I don't like. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not.
Yeah.
That type of person.
Okay.
So,
and that can sometimes be a problem for women. I have heard that too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like even when I was in my community health worker class, I was like the only guy in there, and it was like 25 African American women and Latino, and we were having a discussion. We was talking about dating, and I told them that like I'm not the type. I don't yell.
Yeah.
I don't scream. I don't raise my voice. I don't call you out your name. I won't hit you. And then one of the ladies was in there, and this is how trauma. It was like, well, that shows that you doesn't care, that you don't care because you don't yell at me, you don't question me, or you don't, it shows that you doesn't care. I'm like, wow. So it's just dealing with different mindsets.
Yeah.
And then I'm like one type of people, like when I'm going through my stuff that I'm dealing with, I kind of close myself off. Okay. I don't like. I tried sharing, but then I do therapy. So I tried something my therapist told me. They were like, well, maybe you should start sharing your feelings with that, and that backfired because it made it seem like all I do is complain, or I'm always in a bad mood, or I'm always sad. And this is like after my mom passed away and everything. So it's just like, well, I'm just going back to how I was before because when I share,
now it's still
it's still an issue. So now I'm just going back to me just being closed off. So it takes a while for me to open up to someone or feel comfortable to even talk about what I'm going through. Yeah. So that's why I feel like I'm kind of like difficult. I'm not gonna lie, just be real.
Okay. Well, it is, but it's not that you're being difficult by choice, because like you said, you did try with obviously the wrong female, wrong person, and again, it does depend on the person, of who you're trying to have that, healthy environments. Because you should be able to speak how you feel. If you're not feeling, your best, you should be able to tell your partner that. But yeah, I guess the hard part is finding the right one that you can be able to be vulnerable with.
And then I'm not used to people doing anything for me. I'm not used to. I feel weird. Like if somebody do something for me, or if somebody give me a gift, I feel weird because I'm so used to doing for myself. Yeah. I've always, growing up, that was instilled in me for me to become a man when I was 15, 16 years old. It's like, hey, you got a job now. You have to car payment, insurance, clothes, So I'm so used to being independent, and like I said, I took home ec class, and my mama taught me how to cook. I know how to sew. You know, so I know how to do a lot of stuff on my own independently, and I'm not. It's like I really don't. I don't want to say I don't need a woman, but it's just like
you
it's
don't
like
say that now. You need
yeah. But it's just like I'm so used to doing things from, and then like I'll do stuff and people are like, well, why you didn't ask me for help? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm so used to doing stuff on my own.
Yeah.
And then people get defensive.
Yeah.
Like especially like they try to do something for me because I'm like, oh, I got it. And so through therapy and me living life and maturing, I'm learning to have people help me out just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. And it's okay. I mean, I definitely get it. You can't, I don't know, you kind of have to be that way to a certain degree. You almost do have to guard yourself a little bit because even for me, I'm very reserved. I'm very quiet. I tend to also do a lot for myself because I've been single momming it now for a few years as a divorcee. So it does feel weird when someone is doing for you because for me, it's, I wasn't quite used to that depending on, what it is. So yeah, I'm still trying to adjust to that, So I definitely get you. It's not just you either. Like best of both worlds here, because I do it too.
Yeah, it's rough out here.
It's rough. All right, so speaking of rough, because I just gotta know. Oh Lord. Okay, so in the world of the dating, because they say the dating pool got pee in and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't. It's from like because I was in a relationship for a long period of time. So it's like how dating was before I was, in a relationship and married and everything. So now that I'm divorced and I'm single again, it's a big. It is a big difference. I know. People blame things on age. Age doesn't matter.
It don't.
It doesn't. Young, old, age. It's just a cop out.
Yeah.
Age doesn't matter. I think I'm about to blame social media. Whew. I think with social media.
Yeah. Totally.
Social media has made it to where more people are accessible. Before, in my olden days, back like I was telling my son back in my day, before we had social media, people weren't that accessible.
True.
So I feel
That's
like
true.
with people being so accessible nowadays, people just think that other people are just replaceable. And you can't really replace genuine people.
Yeah.
So people feel like they could, I could just dismiss you or get rid of you because I know there's 10, 15 other people that I could get to replace you, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
When it comes to love, I have this saying when it comes to love. It's like love. It's like people know how to say love. People know how to spell love, but people don't know how to convey love.
Okay.
It's easy to say it. It's easy to spell it, but love is an action word.
Yep.
You have to show it, and people just throw that word out. Love, 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 love. And it's like you have to show it. You just can't. You just can't say it. So I hate to, even though social media has been great on so many aspects and wonderful and helping people, it's been bad too. Because like growing up, like you said, we had the chat rooms when the computer started, with the dial-up service, AOL chat rooms, and people getting catfished. And I've been catfished I got catfished a couple times too. But it wasn't like I could just get on an app and I could just meet somebody in Seattle, Washington.
That's true.
Yeah, so even though people are accessible, you just can't replace genuine people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people miss out on things because they try to replace these genuine people
Mm-hmm.
and with other people, and then they end up being a loser, and then they want to double back.
I think it's a loser.
Hey.
Well, it's true. Listen, you miss out on a good thing. Don't try to come back. Listen, I done said it many a times.
Yeah.
So don't try to spend the block with me. Wasting your time.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Are you? Yeah.
I don't argue or nothing. I don't like. I've been ghosted. Hey, if you ghost me, I'm not one of the type of people that be like, hey, why did you ghost me? I'm like, hey, just don't want to talk to me no more. So I'm very unproblematic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And for some people that would, yes, for some people that would get on their nerves.
But I think sometimes, and I may not be true, I think sometimes women use that to play a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if you playing that game with me, I guess I'm gonna either you gonna lose or I'm gonna lose. Somebody lost. We both lost because it's like you do that with me. You ain't getting no response, so.
Yeah, no, listen. I feel like I'm like you too, because, yeah, I'm so nonchalant. It don't bother me. Yeah. It don't bother me none. Hey, what's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, okay. I was like, nah, it'd be creepy if you were a Cancer with me, because then it's like, oh, it makes sense.
I don't really get along with Cancers.
Well, you get along with this one, okay? So take it, okay? Y'all Virgos should be something else too now, okay? My mama's Virgo. That's it.
We are perfect.
Perfectly crazy. If that's what you believed in.
Perfect.
All right, sure. We'll go with it.
Okay.
So I did not know that you had one. I didn't know you were a divorcee.
Yeah.
How long?
3 years.
Oh, so okay, because I'm right around there. Because it'll be 4 for me in August. So, okay, so what are some of the things that you learned about yourself, from, obviously the ending of your marriage? It takes 2 people, by the way. It's not just them.
Yeah.
Again, the mature adults, and sometimes it can take a while for us to figure that out too. I think with time and growth, I had to also look myself in the mirror and realize what I could have done better. Yeah. So what do you feel like you could have did better, in the marriage?
I'm a difficult person. I feel like at times I am a difficult person. And it's just sometimes people just grow apart. Okay. It's not, not necessarily something like that. Because, a lot of times when people split up or whatever, it's always the man's fault. Like, what did you do? That's like, how many times I got that? What did you do?
Yeah.
Like,
They automatically assume it's you guys.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. It's just sometimes people grow apart. But like I said, I know I could be difficult. I could close myself off at times and not be as open. Man, I'm trying to evaluate myself. I want to say I'm pretty stubborn. I'm pretty stubborn. Okay. I wouldn't say I'm stubborn to it's either my way or the highway. I think that I need to learn how to convey my words better. Okay. Because I'm one of them type.
Communicating.
I'm one of the type of people. Sometimes stuff just come out my mouth and it's just like, man, I probably could have said that a better way. So it's just, but it's crazy because people always say well, I want you to keep it real with me. Then when you keep it real, they can't. So, what and maybe sometimes I'm a little too real. Okay. So I'm learning how to communicate, how to convey my words better. Let's see what else about me. One thing I have learned is that everything doesn't need a response. Okay, that's fair. Especially a negative response. Yep.
Words have power.
I'm trying. It's a whole list of stuff about me. And I just don't want people. I don't want people to think I'm bad.
What you are dateable?
Yeah. I see what they like. I see why he ain't got nobody. Yeah. So. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it right there.
I really
am a good guy.
Okay. No, I can believe that though. Because a lot of times too, I think that it takes a lot for us to reflect and realize some of the things that we could, be better at as far as,
Yeah. Yeah.
for me, I also used to shut down when I was upset because I didn't want to lash out and say the wrong thing because again, you can't take back words once you just said them. But and I also was not one that likes to argue. So for me, it was like if I don't have nothing nice to say, I'm just not gonna say nothing at all.
Yeah.
But that wasn't necessarily always the best, that wasn't the best alternative when you're trying to communicate because communication does consist of you actually talking.
Yeah.
And I did learn that in my past marriage that I definitely could have handled things a lot more maturely and better, even if it just means taking that step away from each other. But eventually you got to come back and resolve the issue. The issue just don't go away.
And like with me, I would say with our relationship, it probably was more me than more her. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot for someone to say too.
I didn't do anything that y'all think that I did. Put that out there, but
it takes two. Listen, it takes two.
Yeah, but like I said, I know I'm a difficult person. The part is working on it, so I am working on it. I am trying to. It takes time. Okay, I'm working on it.
All right, awesome. So because I know you've had some encounters with dating and not so pleasant dates. So I guess before I have you give me an example, what is it that you are looking for in your next potential?
I wasn't expecting that question.
Got him.
I don't. I used to always try to plan things out and say this should be this way and it should be that way, and if it's not like that, then I'm out the door. So I'm learning that even with my life and everything, I can't plan things out. I'm letting it go with the flow. Okay. So I know one thing, you have to be accepting of my son.
Oh, for sure.
Just like if she has children, same with me. Yeah. And that's. I mean, probably we share some of the same hobbies. Even though I podcast and y'all see me having fun on this show and see me laughing at Thought Opps and see me at events, I'm an introvert. I like staying in the house. I like because I deal with depression and I deal with anxiety, and like sometimes my anxiety it just goes through the roof.
For sure.
And I work for a school district, so I'm around kids all day. I'm around people all day. Right. And so then I work out. I'm at the gym, so I'm around people.
You're still around people
all day. So it's like when I get a chance to sit down and just chill, it's just like, I don't have to be around anybody. So that kind sometimes cause conflict because people like, hey, let's go to a concert. Like, I definitely don't want to go to no concert. That's like the last thing I want to do. Like, I definitely don't want to go to concert. I don't have no problem going to sports events. But, downtown Cleveland, never know where to park.
I know. That gives me anxiety in itself having to do that.
It's like anything. If I got to come up with a dissertation to do something,
already lost.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. So I'm just learning to go with the flow, come out my comfort zone, just like me being on this show talking about relationships. Because like I always say, hey, do not take no relationship advice from me. I'm the last person you want to take relationship advice from.
Well, my whole premise is that they do take some of what they learned.
Well, maybe just a little bit.
Okay, all right.
The positive stuff, not the negative stuff. Not the negative.
Not the fact that no talk and whatnot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just learning to just go with the flow and see what happens. I'm like, I really haven't been dating, honestly. Like I said, I've just been like dealing with my mom passing away. It's still a whole grieving process. Yeah. So I'm still dealing with that grieving process of, having my mom pass away, and tomorrow's about to be Mother's Day. Shout out to you and all the other mothers out there. So this is like my first Mother's Day without my mom, and it's like my mom passed away July 12th, and it's like I went through a whole bunch of firsts, in such a short period of time. Like she passed away like July 12th, which is on a Friday, And that Sunday was my dad's birthday, and we making funeral arrangements on his
Oh,
birthday.
wow. Yeah.
So it's just like, that, and then, I went through my first birthday without her, and my birthday September 2nd, her birthday September 8th.
Oh,
So it's just like, so it was just like my first birthday, then, her first birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it's crazy that I'm talking about her because this alarm right here, I got this alarm set every day at 4:35. That's the time she passed away. So I keep my alarm for 4:35 just as a reminder of her. I set the day she passed. I set that alarm, so that alarm goes off every day at 4:35.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's crazy I'm talking about her. She must be hearing me talking about
I
her.
know.
Yes, yes,
She's definitely
yeah.
in the room.
Yeah, so it's like I went through the holidays
Yeah.
without her, so it's just like I'm focusing on myself and
Yeah.
doing the best I can for my son. So if something just comes out the blue or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But I'm focusing on me, and it's weird because I never thought that I'd just be focusing on me. I'm so used to looking out for other people. It's weird.
It's so. It is 100% okay to focus on you. I learned that too because no, so mine was a little different. I know you with yours it's just still taking it day by day, step by step. Without your mom. Mine was through the hurt of a different kind. Mine was through like a guy that I thought that I found the one, and I've told you guys about it. So, and then after like I realized like I got like literally played. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna focus on me.
Yeah.
And I meant that. Like I literally was still getting, guys in the DMs asking me, and I'm like, respectfully, I just need to work on me.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to you, to even partake in something if I'm not right.
Yeah.
And that's just in all fairness. So it's okay, beauties and gents, if you just need that time to get you together, I think that's fair for yourself and for whoever might have potentially wanted to, date you or get to know you. If you're not ready, you're just not ready. Yeah. And I think that can also help promote better outcomes and situations for people, that it doesn't leave a bad sour taste in the mouth, and then people can move on and find who are meant to be.
Because if not, you'll run into some situations out here.
For sure. So tell us.
Ooh, we was talking about this before the episode. I know you've been waiting to ask me the whole episode.
Been itching for it.
Ooh. I got stories. So what story you want? You want the police stalker story or the pregnant story?
Okay, so I am okay.
And this is early in my early 20s.
Nothing present. Huh? Yeah. Okay, all right. Just to make that clear, so nothing present.
Yeah. And this is one of the reasons why I kind of have trust issues as well when it comes to dating. And
completely understandable. Which one do we? Which one should we? Which should I choose?
Yeah, I don't want to run up your whole story, show with stories.
All right, so let's go with. All right, we might as well go with the stalker.
So the police stalker story. This is why I have trust issues. One of the reasons why I have trust issues.
Yeah.
So this is when I first moved up. I first moved up to Cleveland when I was 21. I met somebody, dated this person, moved in with this person, found out this person was cheating on me. I was helping this person while they was in school. Found out this person was cheating on me. So that's a whole nother story.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's already juicy in itself. That's crazy.
Yeah. So as you know, I'm from Akron. Met somebody in Akron, and I used to travel I used to travel down to Akron all the time.
Okay.
From Cleveland when I stayed up here in Cleveland. So I made a mistake of parking in this person's driveway. This is one of the reasons why I don't park in driveways today. So I made a mistake parking in this person's driveway. So every time I would come down to Akron, I would get pulled over by this one cop. If you're from Akron, back in the day, police just used to pull you over and harass you. And this is before, all the stuff that's going on with social media, cameras and everything. So I used to get pulled over by this one cop. The cop used to go pull me over. Hey, you doing 37 to 35. Hey, you didn't use a blinker. Oh, I thought your headlights was out. So
silly stuff.
Yeah, so I was having a discussion with this young lady, and she asked me like, "Hey, you coming down to Akron to see me?" I was like, I don't know. I said, "I'm tired of coming down to Akron because I'm tired of being pulled over by this police officer." She got quiet. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" She was like, "Well, what does he look like?" So I described what he looked like. Come to find out, they was messing around. And she didn't. I don't know. I don't know if I deserved to know or I don't know. But it was just a weird. It was just weird that that I would get pulled over by this police of the same police officer
one.
all the time. And I thought he was pulling me over for other reasons because I have certain family members that was doing stuff.
Right. Yeah. Undisclosed.
So
okay.
Come to find out, that's the reason why he's pulling me over. So I was just like, this is not gonna, this is not gonna work. It's like you dealing with a police officer in the first place. And this dude just have immunity to pull me over whenever he want to. Yeah. And like I said, this is like in the early 2000s. So it's just like, man, it's like my life got put in danger. So that's why I have reservations of like parking people driveways. I'm like,
can't attach you to nothing to nobody if you ain't parked in that driveway.
Yeah, and he remembered my license plate. And what kind of car I drove. So every time I would come out of Akron, and Akron is small, so like if you in the area, police patrol that area, they pretty much know whose car is who and everything. So he just pulled me over, harassed me. I went to the police station, tried to complain about it. The police officers laughed at me, said I didn't have no proof. So
I unfortunately could imagine. So they're like, okay, dude, yeah, sure.
And then there's another reason I met a young lady in Akron.
I'm gonna delete these.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. The common denominator is them.
Yeah, so this one was.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, this one was before this one, and this my mom. Oh my God, you know how mothers are. Yes. You don't want to listen to your mom.
Yep.
Hey, listen to your mom. When your mom have a feeling, all the men out there. Your mom have a feeling about a woman. Listen to your mom. Because my mom had all types of reservations about this young lady.
Her woman's intuition was kicking in.
Yeah, and so we met and everything, and 3 months into the relationship, she was like, "I need to talk to you," and I was like, "Okay." So we have a conversation, and she was like, "Well, I'm pregnant," and I was like, so I'm like 17, 18 years old. She's older than me.
Well, okay.
And I'm like, but she was like, "Well, I was pregnant when I met you. I just wanted to tell you because I'm about to start showing."
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, at least she was honest enough to tell you that.
Yeah.
Because I thought she was trying to pin it on you and not think that you would add 2 and 2 together.
No, but some else
try to do that too.
See, that's another reason why I don't double back, because I double backed on that situation because she broke up with me. She broke up with me because she wanted to be with the child's father.
Right.
She said, "I want to have something I didn't have."
I've done that ridiculousness too.
So she got back with him, but she was still talking to me.
Okay, so clearly wasn't fully serious about that.
And then she said she told me she lost a baby, and so they broke up. Me and her got back together. 8 months later, hey, I'm pregnant. I think I'm pregnant, and I was like, by who?
Fool me once.
I was like, by who? And she got mad. She was like, by you. And so me and her had always had we had a volatile relationship. I think because she was older, she lived on her own. I was young, dumb, stupid. And I was like, oh, I got me a woman that got her own place. And all that. Like, man, but my mama, and it's crazy because I was just talking to somebody because I was reminiscing about my mom. And like I saw the disappointment on my mom's face when I had to tell my mom that, I might be a father at 17, 18 years old. And my mom like, what did I tell you? Because my mom knew something was wrong with me because she told me she had a doctor's appointment at the end of the week. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping. I was like, man, what am I going to do? I'm not old enough to... Right. And me and her was arguing. She was like, if this is your baby, I'm gonna take away all your parental stuff and all this other stuff. So it was a big mess.
Yeah.
Luckily, she wasn't pregnant.
Okay.
So
she had just lied about it?
I don't know. If she I don't know. I don't know if she lied.
To this day, we don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if she lied about it or she thought she was, or whatever. So this is like, and that's like, oof. That's one of the many reasons. These are some of the many reasons why I have trust issues when it comes to relationships, because I feel like I don't know if I can fully trust you or not.
Of course. I would be on reserve with that. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to trust somebody either. If they
I have more stories. You got to check out Life on Diagonal. They coming.
Okay, all right. Nice little way to plug it in.
I give you a little something so people out there can see like, ooh.
Yeah, listen, you already gave them a little, appetizer.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want the main course, make sure you guys tap in for sure. Because listen, if your stories is juicy as these,
they wild.
I'm be into too. I gotta catch up. Because I've been seeing your clips on TikTok.
Yeah, I just started. I only have 13 subscribers right now.
Shut up.
I have 13.
Boy, by the time y'all see this, it's gonna be more.
We
right?
gotta do better than that, people. I don't do the like, share, subscribe, because I feel like if you're gonna do that, you're gonna do it anyway.
For sure.
13 people, come on, really.
It's definitely more y'all tapping in to watch. So make sure. Is it weekly that you do these uploads, or how often you doing it?
I do it with. I don't know. I need to.
I'm about to tell you guys.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do an episode as soon as I leave here. When I get home, do the episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure you guys tap in. I guess whenever you upload, put your notifications on. I don't know what else to say.
13.
It won't be 13 no more.
I gotta get off that 13. Can I get 14? Because that number 13 unlucky. Can I get 14? Like, just one. Please.
So wait, I be seeing your clips from off of your TikTok personal, but you have one for Life on Diagonal?
I have an Instagram for Life on Diagonal. It's so hard trying to juggle between Thought Opps.
Oh, I know.
My personal, my clothing line, TikTok, and then, everybody always call him Steele. I call him Terrence. I don't know why. I just don't like calling him by his stage name.
I call him Terrence too.
Everybody call him like Steele. I'm like, who's Steele? You mean Terrence? Everybody call him, and then like Terrence, he's busy. He does a lot. So it's just like we do a lot of stuff, and it's like we don't have the time to really do all that. So hopefully in the future we could, get a team, get some more people to help us out, because and then I'm trying to be a father and do all this other stuff.
Oh, for sure. Listen, why you think me and the collaboration with Overflow Studios has changed my life, okay? Because like you, I was just trying to juggle so much. That's why I couldn't be consistent with the uploads. That's why, it was just a lot. I was having to edit. I was having to record. I was doing it all. I was a one-woman band trying to do it all. And when she gets stepped in, voila, look of the transformation Beaut Told has made. So it's okay to seek some help so that way you can manage. Because, if you're trying to manage not one but two podcasts and then still have a life and then still trying to date and find somebody that's going to be taking up even more time, remember that.
That's probably why I ain't really dating. I ain't got time. And that's another thing, too. It's just like, people see how, or you talk to people and you tell them how much you do, and they just automatically, oh, you too busy.
You too busy.
Yeah, so it's just like, hey. But I'm like, man, what am I supposed to do? Be sitting on the couch not doing anything?
Mr. Introvert, I guess so.
Man, I thought women like a busy man, or I be confused sometimes. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I just want to flip a coin and like, I don't know, just like,
wherever it falls.
No way. I'm confused.
It's gonna be okay. I think so. To be honest, the right person is going to appreciate, is going to understand, and maybe even willing to work with you to help kind of eliminate or alleviate, I should say, some of the tasks you got going on. Maybe they don't mind being the person that helps you with the editing. Like, oh, I can edit for you. You know what I mean? You just never know who God may send to be a blessing. Oh, y'all like how that went.
What's up, God?
Right. Hey, God, it's me again.
It's me again. No, you tired.
Oh my gosh! Listen, this has been great. I knew ask me no questions.
I thought I didn't have no questions prepared. You know, I know I'm used to. I've already interviewed you.
You have interviewed me.
Yeah,
In case y'all didn't catch that,
yeah.
make sure y'all check out my episode of Thought Opps.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've interviewed you. It's my turn to be interviewed. I want to be pampered and sit on exquisite couches and almost fall asleep.
And drink, and don't forget and drink your tea.
Yeah, drink tea.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna drink none though, but
just lift it up so they can. Okay,
this too fancy for me. I'm from the trenches.
So okay. I must ask, because you didn't have plenty of time to think about it now.
I forgot. I've been thinking about it the whole episode.
Well, you better come up with something, or phone a friend.
I'm a freestyle it.
Well, freestyle it then, because I have to know, Eric.
Yes.
What makes you beautiful?
What makes me beautiful? Let me count the ways. I feel like I'm. This is just my opinion. I feel like I'm a genuine person. I look out for people. I try to look for the good in people until I see the negative. Then it's like get from around me.
Okay.
I enjoy helping people. I'm a true friend, a true family person. I look out for my peoples. I don't play both sides of the fence. I feel like if I call you family, if I call you my friend, there's nothing nobody else can do or say to make me turn on you. I'm my own person.
Okay. That's
I don't listen to outside noise. I don't need the spotlight. I don't need the attention. This is weird, just me having attention, because I like flying under the radar.
Okay.
And me changing the narrative on how everything goes back to my son. And it's changing the narrative of me raising my son. And one good thing that I saw the other day is me and my son was just chilling. And my son was playing a video game, having fun. And out the blue, my son was just like, I love my life. And that almost brought me to tears. Aww. Because it's just like, for the simple fact that I grew up not really, enjoying my life. And for, me and his mother to create something that my son loved, that he enjoys his life, it meant so much to me.
Yeah, so, that's what you strive for.
So me just doing the best I can, trying to help people, trying to be the best father I can, be the best family member, friend. That's what makes me beautiful.
Okay.
I believe.
Well, I believe that
what do you guys think?
Correct. Yeah, what you guys think? I think that was a great way to say how beautiful you are.
I try. I try my best. That's all. Okay. I always tell people, when people say, you do this and that, like, I try. That's all I can do.
That's all you can do. Yeah. When you stop trying, then we're going to be worried then. Yeah. All right, you guys. So, listen, I try not to disappoint. I make sure I have great guests on, and we have a good time. So, I've been laughing from beginning to end. Yeah. This has been a great episode. I am, again, so appreciative to everyone who watches, who shares, who comments, subscribes. Make sure not only to tap in with me, tap in with E. Make sure both podcasts, so don't tap one without the other now.
13.
They'll be down below.
13.
13 no more. That's hashtag 13 no more. Let's see the numbers climb up, y'all. Yes. And, can I just take a quick second to say, whoever, special alert for any boutiques or anybody that has clothing lines or any type of apparel. Because I do like to wear nice, fashionable gear, hit your girl up. I would love to collaborate. Let's do something, because I'm running out of clothes and I want to be able to, let's you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So I'm just saying.
Can I say something with that?
Mm-hmm.
I am working on something that I call the Akron Initiative, and I have given out T-shirts to people at Akron. I kind of want to do like a bio, of what they do and how it was for them growing up in Akron. So I have 2 shirts, which is one I got on. It's called Akron Raised, and the other one is City Love, Akron, Ohio. And I've given them T-shirts, and none of them have wore the T-shirt.
Oh no!
Or done. It's been a month.
What's up?
So if I give you a T-shirt,
I would rep it on an episode of Beaut Told. Okay. Absolutely.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Well, yes. No need to waste your time. Yes, I will wear it. And it's just that simple, y'all. So listen, I'll be wearing that in an upcoming episode, and I would love to wear your gear as well. So hit me up, let me know. Love to collaborate, and let's go and get this money together. All right, that's all I got. Love you guys so much, and until next time, let's make a change.
Peace.